Welcome back. Now, the African Women in Energy and Power and Sasol have joined forces to launch a fully funded program for energy entrepreneurs in South Africa. The program is designed to empower women, youth and people with disabilities who are entrepreneurs in the energy value chain. President and founder of African Women in Energy and Power, Bertha Dlamini, joins us with more detail. Thank you so much for your time and for joining us in studio. This is quite exciting. But first, just lay the table for us in terms of the breadth of opportunity that is available to entrepreneurs in this just energy transition in South Africa.
Sure. Thank you so much for having me. As African Women in Energy and Power, we're very proud of this initiative. We have 3 streams for the initiatives. We focus on entrepreneurs, we focus on community leaders and utility professionals. And our courses cover the full value chains of renewable and non-renewable energy. And so we are technology agnostic as an organization.
Okay.
We believe in creating platforms where entrepreneurs that are truly interested in participating in the country's energy ecosystem, the opportunity to receive information that is packaged in a palatable manner. And so when we talk about the constructs of value chains, we look at all value chains, so solar, wind, hydro, hydrogen, electric vehicles, battery energy storage, coal, gas, and nuclear. And we look at opportunities in the consulting stream, so the feasibility studies that are required for each energy project, all the way to construction, all the way to acquisition of assets such as land, all the way to operations and maintenance and metering. And there is a vast array of opportunities in those value chains which our experts are going to unravel at the masterclass.
Yeah.
We have local experts that are deeply steeped in the construct of the value chains that are going to speak on the technical areas of the value chains, but they are going to synthesize that into tangible opportunities in South Africa given our local conditions. And so our masterclass is truly designed for entrepreneurs that are either curious about participating in the energy sector, or they're already in the energy sector but would like to gain deeper insights into the constructs of value chains so that they can expand their business, including advanced entrepreneurs that would like to gain deeper understanding on how projects are financed and those who are looking for finance.
It's quite interesting that you say that you are energy agnostic. Does that really just emphasize the fact that the green transition needs to be just, and that is an important pillar?
Correct. So the just transition is a broader philosophy and a broader program for transitioning various industries to sustainable systems, whether it's through decarbonization of processes and systems, ensuring that in their execution, in their operations, there is low carbon emissions that is actually favorable for our environment.
Yeah.
Just energy transition is only a subset of the just transition. And we're focusing on it because we believe that there's a plethora of opportunities that are perhaps not obvious to an entrepreneur who is perhaps not technically astute, but has the business acumen to succeed in the sector. And that's how we have tailored our master class for entrepreneurs, that you don't need to be an engineer per se, but you need to understand the construct of the value chain so you can work with engineers.
And actually with that, because I mean, I imagine this is a very policy heavy, intensive environment, especially when you're looking at, green energy, but also non-green energy. Are there ways, and tools that you have, particularly in this training, where you actually kind of bring that and kind of compact that to ways that are easy to navigate for the entrepreneurs?
Of course. For every industry that an entrepreneur wants to be successful in, it is important to understand the regulations that govern that industry. And so our first day is focused on the regulatory environment and the reforms that have taken place to liberalize our energy sector. It is important for entrepreneurs to understand that because they can follow the developments as they give rise to opportunities, they can better organize themselves with local and international international partners to capture opportunities as they emerge as a result of these regulatory reforms. And we've been advocating for regulatory reforms for many years, because even if there wasn't a just energy transition program, and even if there wasn't a Paris Agreement on climate change, it was inevitable that through modernization of systems, there would be a transition. So if you look at the impact of artificial intelligence across many industries.
I was actually going to ask about that, if there is a role for that to play.
Of course there is. You look at how utility operations need to be digitized and automated for efficient management. Whether there was a just energy transition investment plan or not, that evolution into the fourth industrial evolution was inevitable. And so it is the convergence of the energy revolution and the fourth industrial revolution. We're actually moving into the fifth revolution. And our principle and commitment is no one should be left behind. And to ensure that no one is left behind, we must be deliberate in designing interventions that educate entrepreneurs, professionals, community leaders, utility professionals on this transition and this transformation, so that they can understand not only entrepreneurial opportunities, but employment opportunities that are available, and the skills they need to acquire. I was speaking to some of the colleagues in the creative industry, and they are now talking about not reskilling, but retooling the workforce with the tools, digital tools that are available to enable them to thrive in this digital economy that is upon us. So when we bring it to energy transition, we have to reflect on the fact that energy is the backbone of all our productive industries. And therefore, at its convergence with agriculture, with telecommunications, with transport and logistics, with health and education, with manufacturing, with tourism, at that convergence, there's entrepreneurial opportunities. And this is what our masterclass is going to achieve. It's going to unravel the construct of the value chains, at a technical level. It's going to synthesize that into entrepreneurial opportunities, given that we are an import-heavy economy. What does it mean to local entrepreneurs who wish to have a share of the pie? So we're going to get to that detail. The finance part of it will look at.
I actually want to ask about that as we wrap up the conversation, because I mean, you may gain the knowledge and the skills, but also really financing will be the backbone of those entrepreneurs starting their businesses and scaling up their businesses as well. Is there significant appetite that is directed towards entrepreneurs, and particularly women, youth, and people with disabilities?
It's a difficult question to answer, because when you speak to a lot of financiers, they will say it is not the lack of liquidity pots. It is the lack of bankable projects. And so we must create a bridge between the entrepreneurs that have projects that are perhaps not packaged in a way that appeals to the investor, and we must give them the tools to package their projects such that they are attractive and they display a return on investment attractive enough for the investors. And so different institutions, commercial banks, development finance institutions, international donors that are interested in advancing both renewable and non-renewable energy solutions on the continent, they're able to finance the projects, but our entrepreneurs need to have the skills, the support to package their projects such that they represent an adequate return on investment. There is also a deliberate effort to perhaps to innovate financial tools that are suitable for entrepreneurs who are first-time players, who perhaps might not even have a balance sheet, but have the acumen that is sufficient to successfully deliver their energy projects and to enterprise in the energy space. So our masterclass covers these areas, so that our entrepreneurs can come out of this masterclass at least with sufficient awareness on how they can navigate the space.
All right, we're looking forward to seeing the fruits of those skills that people will be learning in that masterclass, and also this collaboration behind it. Thank you so much for your time and for your insights there, Bertha. That was the president and founder of African Women in Energy and Power, Bertha Dlamini.